Hi, I'm Molly.
And I'm Jaymie, and this is our From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast. As the owners of Hired Hand website software, we've been developing websites and creating internet marketing strategies for livestock breeders for the past 10 years.
The majority of our customers are involved in the breeding of registered animals, such as Texas Longhorns, Highland cattle, horses, and white-tailed deer, where the pedigrees are very important. The From the Pasture with Hired Hand podcast examines many of the differences in raising pedigreed livestock for maximum profit. Join us and learn what we're covering today.
Well, today we're going to be talking with Chase Vasut and Shawn Pequignot about the 2024 G&G Fall Classic. Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey Jaymie, it's going good. Thanks for having us.
Good, thank you.
For those people who may be new here, do you want to take a second and introduce yourselves?
I think we should reverse introduce ourselves.
Oh, how's this?
Which would be cool. Instead of like, I can talk about Shawn and then he can talk about me.
All right, let's do it.
So this is our good buddy, Shawn Pequignot. He's been the farm manager at G&G Longhorns for the past couple of years. Before that, they started raising cattle in, I think, 2007. Right, Shawn, at Crazy Cattle Company?
96.
Close. 1996, so.
Yeah, 96 is when I got my first one.
Yeah. So, but Shawn's he's done a great job at G&G and then getting involved in these sales. So he's handling the Futurity, the back crew, that kind of stuff. We kind of work as a team this year, and then he's been actively involved in the sale and getting more involved. Cherry Blossom, Millennium Futurity, all that. So.
And then we have Chase Vasut sitting in his taxidermy room, rocking AF taxidermy. And he is probably best known for the pedigree reading that he does all over the country, and has been definitely my sidekick with these sales, helping me through the stuff as I'm learning.
So how many years have you had the Fall Classic?
2.
Yeah, this is the second year of the G&G Fall Classic. So
you have a sale in the spring, the Cherry Blossom, and then you have the Fall Classic. What are the goals with the Fall Classic? Are they different than the Cherry Blossom, or why 2 sales, I guess?
They are different sales. I mean, the Cherry Blossom in the spring, that's I think one of the longest running consecutive sales in the industry. And it's been under a few different names. But that one there gets a lot of local people. We get a lot more local support, bringing cattle that they've shown, like to sell. This one, we tend to get a lot more cattle from out of state. We're a little more, I don't want to use the word strict, but we kind of look for, the best of the best. And we've got a lot of local guys that have stepped up, but moving into the fall, we've realized that kind of the trends of our industry is you've got to have those, without using the word, the high end, these 90-inch young cows, stuff that people really want to add to their herd because they got to decide they were feeding them through winter. So for that reason, we're a little more, tight and work a little harder to get those top end consignments, just to help people bring more money for their animals. And they're going to add a good one to feed through the winter.
We just wanted to provide a place for breeders to market the top cattle on the East Coast. Like there's, just make it another opportunity and another avenue.
G&G has always done a really great job at providing that opportunity for people. You're definitely, I think, the anchor, one of the anchors of the East Coast for sure.
Well, we try.
So over the past couple of years, do you have any of best memories from any of the sales that you want to share? Maybe things that people don't see on the outside looking in that you're willing to talk about?
My favorite one, they run together. I think it might have been a year ago, 2 years ago. Ken Morris turned 78 years old. What was 50? Is that what he hit? Or 60?
I don't think he was that old. I think it was the big 5-0.
Yeah. So Shawn had set up and he rented this. The only way to describe it is an old man rocking chair. Had like everybody's grandparents had this chair. We had a little table and all of his stuff. So Shawn set it up for his 50th, since he's an old man now, to watch the sale. And he didn't leave that recliner.
Well, he didn't have to. We had him a pea jug and a pack of Depends. I mean, everything he needed was there.
Yeah. And then we messed up Jay Walker's sponsor. He was a sponsor one year and we left him out. So or we had misspelled his name. So we printed a giant banner, like that hangs in the center of the sale ring. I don't know if the internet can see it. And on that banner, we also misspelled his name. So that's.
And then one of the cows got mad and tore it up.
Yeah. But it's a lot of fun stuff, just hanging out.
It is a lot of fun. Yeah.
Trying to think the best, sale memory of the actual sale. They're watching. It was Ann Gravett and Bill Hudson. They went after a hoving cow. I think that was Lioness at that point. And they were, she topped the sale. I think it was one of the high selling cows on the East Coast still. But Bill had flown out. So to watch them go head to head. And then, it carried over to Dan Huntington's sale last year. There was a daughter of that cow. It was the same thing. It was Bill and Ann back and forth. But
long Lioness.
Well, while we're talking about previous year's sales, let's talk about last year and some of the top sellers.
Okay.
We had, we had lot 45 that sold to Austin Roar for $17,000, and lot 35 sold to the Brightmans for $11,500. Lot 1 Ann bought for $16,000, and then lot 7 Hudson bought for $10,000. So we had 4 cash cows last year.
Well, and we also had Ken Morris. We sold his for $40,000. Was the high seller. That was it. Catching Vibes.
Yeah.
She, that was a cow that he could have put anywhere, and just for his ties to the East Coast and the fun that we have, hey, I'm going to put her in here, and she topped it. So
when he put her in, he said that's the best cow I've ever raised.
But we started off with a bang. That lot 1 that Shawn mentioned was it was one of Scott's. I think it was the last cow, Modest Girl that he had consigned.
Yeah,
she's probably 90. So Randy Murray also bought the one from Randy. Wayne Manning had another one, hit a cash cow. So I think that was about our cash cows go. It was 5.
Yeah.
Well, shall we move on and talk about the sale this year?
Sure. That's what we're here for.
All right. Let's give everybody the date and time and location.
Yep. So we're going to be back at the Culpeper Ag Enterprises. It's in Culpeper, Virginia. The exact location is in the catalog and online. Thursday, it's going to be the 12th of September. Cattle arrive and all day. Friday, if you didn't get in, we're going till 10 o'clock, accepting sale and Futurity cattle. 11 o'clock is going to be the Futurity that kicks off. And then 6 o'clock Friday night is the party of the year hosted by Ann at G&G Longhorns. And then Saturday the 14th, we're kicking off at 11 a.m. with the Fall Classic sale.
Can you tell everybody who the sale day contacts will be if they need to get a hold of somebody?
It'll be the contacts for the sale day will be me and Shawn. Again, our numbers are listed. You can get a hold of Ann, Dan Huntington, and as every one we do, I'll volunteer Jaymie at Hired Hand. They have questions on, videos of cows, measurements, that kind of stuff, or just, haulers. Shawn's got a whole list of guys that'll be hauling cattle back.
Are you still having the same auctioneer and pedigree reader this year?
We are. We can't get anybody else to come out to Virginia that weekend. So
we only want the best out here. That's why we only go with the best.
That too. So it will be Dan Huntington. I'll be pedigree reading. And then we have Jay Wachter and Dan Grove. So I don't know how many sales we've all worked together, but it's a lot of fun. And everybody's got ties to the East Coast there and, made great relationships with people. So, Dan Huntington, Chase Vasut, and then Jay and Dan. And then Shawn's wife, Seasons, will be working our office as well. She does a great job there. And then Shawn will be heading up the back crew.
And Shawn, should they contact you if they have early or late arrivals?
Yeah. Yep. If they need special unloading, just give me a call. We'll accommodate it.
And Chase mentioned that you have a whole list of haulers. Do you want to tell people who they are?
Yeah, we've got Matt Bourbon, Dylan Scarpa, Dan Grove, Josh Gentry, Matt Marty, and Marty Robinson. That's who I've just contacted. I'm sure there'll be some more headed up north, but those guys have volunteered to do hauling.
Okay. We'll be sure to get their names out there on Hired Hand Live too, so the online buyers
Okay.
know who to contact. Should we talk about the consigners this year?
I think we should.
All right. I think if it looked like that you had quite a few maybe first-time consigners this year.
We did, and that's really exciting. I think trying to run down the list, and if we miss anybody, apologize ahead of time. But with Brian and Karen Allen down in Blanket, Texas, we have Cindy Bolin, first time. I believe the Brays, it's their first consignment.
It is their first consignment. Yep.
Let's see. We've got the Freeman Jarnigan partnership and Russell Freeman, Josh and Brittany Gentry, Harrison Yeagers consigning, Kyle and Leah James, Jeremy Cronz. Let's see here. The Miners, Joel and Rebecca. They're always
Joel and Rebecca.
The Merrimans of NS Longhorns.
Is this Mike and Callie Smiths? Yeah, I thought this was their first one to the fall.
Yeah. So and then we've got a host of our regulars. Aaron Atkins, Jay Walker, Dan Grove, a lot. But it's pretty exciting to see that many new consigners, and out of those, it's a couple of them's first consignment ever, which is
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes feel like you're the only one who doesn't have it all figured out? Rural life can be isolating, but it doesn't have to be.
Welcome to Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, the podcast for women who are craving connection, laughter, solidarity, camaraderie, and just overall encouragement in your everyday life and dreams.
Each week, your hosts, Annalise, that's me, and Courtney will cover topics such as farm life, mom life, making money online, side hustles, hobbies, sharing on social media, jobs off the farm, and so much more.
Us rural gals need to stick together, so saddle up for some fun, real, and unsolicited advice and stories from our everyday farm lives.
Grab a drink, we're Ag's Most Okayest Farm Girls, and we're here to help. Listen wherever you find podcasts.
From the Pasture by Hired Hand is presented by R3 Hilltop Ranch. Located in Chilton, Texas, R3 Hilltop Ranch has been breeding registered Texas Longhorns since 2006. What began as 3 heifers has grown into our current herd, which you can explore on our website at r3hilltop.com. We're passionate about loud colors, longhorns, and docile temperaments, but it's the easy-keeping, low-maintenance traits of Texas Longhorns that initially attracted us and continue to drive our herd growth. In addition to livestock, we proudly offer certified Longhorn beef products. Visit r3hilltop.com/beef to learn more. Thank you for listening and enjoy exploring our ranch online at r3hilltop.com.
All right. So now we'll move on to the consignments. I think probably that's why most everyone tunes in to hear about them. Mm-hmm. Do you have any updates or scratches or any subs that you know of now?
Yes. Yeah. So we've got, what is it? 1 scratch and 2 subs, Shawn?
Yeah. Lot 2 is a scratch. And then lot 16 and lot 30 are subs.
Yep. 16 is going to be, it's a real nice one from Dan Grove. It's Celebrity 2. It's one of the last Atwell cows, I think, that Jim bred, but she's got a lot. And then Savannah subbed that Cognac cow for a real pretty black and white cow. So 1 scratch, and then, and it could change before sale day, but right now it's just 1 scratch and 2 subs.
Yeah, that's all we've been notified of.
Okay. If there's any additional ones for everyone listening, we'll be sure to update the online bidding so everyone can see ahead of time.
Yep, that'd be great.
All right. I think it's your favorite part of the podcast. Any guesses on who the top 5 viewed animals are?
Well, the one has got to be, let me see.
I can go ahead and try to say one while Shawn's looking, and it's somebody we forgot to mention for their first consignment is the Brightmans at RTG. So they've got lot 8, BL Clearly Rio. I think she just edged out Everclear. She's going to be the longest cow in the sale at 94 inches.
Yeah.
I would think she's got to be good.
Yeah. She's the most viewed. She's number 1.
Yeah. And those
How about
guys.
lot 41?
Yeah, 41's on there too. 41, right, Shawn? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yep, 41, Reality Now from Randy Murray.
Yeah, that cow's got some serious twist rocking.
The Jamboree cow of Lloyd Esch's.
Yep.
She's on there.
She's number 2, lot 22.
Yep.
We're 3 out of 5.
Real pretty
Guys are
twist
nailing
on
it.
her. I might mess up the first one, but what about Jay's and Lee's lot 1, the embryo lot?
That one didn't quite make it.
Might as well give up.
But you want to talk about that embryo lot?
Yeah, it's real cool. And, Jay, for years, he's kind of like everybody's uncle. He's got a really good embryo program set up, and there's this huge misconception of the first and last lot. People are always like, I don't want to be first and I don't want to be last. Well, I had this long talk with Jay. Hey, it doesn't matter where. Well, one year he put an embryo lot in. It brought, I think, over $10,000. So now every year he is begging for lot 1. And that's a Kid Rock embryo. And he just hit 107 inches. We'll find out at the Horn Showcase if he passed tough. So, yeah, it's a great opportunity there. And he's got a really nice Roscoe daughter as a recip. And then, as far as the conception on the last lot, we put Ann and Debbie Bowman's Everclear cow. She's a 93-inch 20-gauge daughter as the last lot. But it's a real cool opportunity. These embryos are good. And Jay stands behind his stuff, so you're getting a real good animal.
Well, the other thing that's cool that Jay always does is he uses awesome recip cows.
Yeah.
So the recip cows are well bred. They're good cows themselves. It's not like he's got them in some call cow that raises babies, but the recip cow herself can improve the program.
Well, and which ties in again to lot 51, RC Everclear. We owned that cow for a little bit, and she was a recip. We bought a package from Bob Larson, and she was carrying the embryo. Well, a year later, we start measuring her. She's blowing it out of the water. Bob does really good recips like Jay as well, but I mean, that cow, she's been a cash cow twice in her life already, and now she's at 94-inch. It started as a recip. So don't sleep on them in packages like that with Jay, because that Roscoe daughter could turn out to be a 90-inch animal. Back to the top 5, I would think lot 2 would be one with Sadie, even though she's a scratch. The tallies do a good job of promoting their animals. Is she on there?
She didn't make it.
How about Jag's Sweetheart, lot 17?
She didn't either, but you can talk about her if you want.
That's another one from tallies. I mean, it's hard to get Chris to part with these cows, and when she does, I mean, they're just awesome. But yeah, she's definitely pretty black and white. Chris gave us a good one for sure.
That one is actually from Ricky McLeod.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
The tallies do give
tallies.
The tallies own Jaguar. But everything Shawn said about the tallies could be handed down to Ricky, too. He always supports.
Well, Ricky's definitely always a supporter.
Yeah. And, that Jag Sweetheart, beautiful black and white, Cowboy Tough granddaughter. And then she's bred to front and center, which, Ricky, he took his time getting in, building these genetics. And this front and center, I know he's partnered on with Bill and Liz Hudson. Last year, he started selling these daughters out of him. And that Reba cow, I think, was $18,000. And so she's going to be bred to a good bull. Maybe Silver Star by Randy Murray, his other one.
Yep, lot 18. That was number 5.
She's on there. Yeah, he does. He does an exceptional job promoting his cattle across all platforms. So did we get everybody?
No,
we got
you're missing
4
number
out of
3.
5.
I would say the last one would probably be the M7's consignment, Wayne and Joanna's.
What lot is that?
21.
Yeah.
No, she didn't make it. But again, feel free to talk about her.
They step up and support and, always bring good cows. And I think he just texted us the other day. She's 5 months bred to Django.
Yeah.
Man, this is tough.
These people are on the East Coast.
Dan Grow, lot 16.
Nope. But we can give Dan a shout out with his consignment. That's Jubilee Moon, I think, the one you're talking about, Shawn.
That's one of the subs. Jubilee Moon was the one. I was thinking his sub lot was.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Credit to Dan, the sub that he brought. We talked about her earlier. If you're going to sub, you got to step up, and he really did. That cow, Celebrity 2's her name. Just really nice young cow that I think is going to do well. Just a 4-year-old. I'd have to throw in the white towel on this one. I don't know who would be East Coast. Is Virginia on the East Coast? Do we count that? Like, would Savannah's be one? Maybe that Miss Sasha?
That is not it, but let's talk about her.
Savannah, again, they're always there to support, Leonard New River Ranch. She's done a great job taking it over. This Miss Sasha is a really cool Dick Lowe bred cow, a war bonnet daughter. And, she's going to be big, built well. And, Savannah's always, she sponsored the sales. She sponsored the Futurity. It's just so fun seeing her kind of get out of her shell and grow. The first few years she was kind of reserved, and now that all her decisions are coming through and what cattle to breed, she's done an exceptional job. And just a real fun person to be around.
How about lot 24?
That's it. That's the number. She comes in at number 3.
Hey,
Little black dress, Kyle James.
That
was a hard one for Kyle to part with.
She's one we got to see grow up through the Futurity rings too. We saw her at the Cherry Blossom. I think she was at this Futurity last year, and that's one of those, like, if you're on hired hand, you don't get a video of her, like, pay attention. She's a dang nice female. And again, like I said, Kyle's a smaller program, so I think he's selling probably the best cow he's got.
It's definitely the best heifer he's raised. He said that himself.
Yeah.
Looking for top quality Longhorns and a taste of true Texas spirit? Look no further than Cantera Cattle Company. Our passion for Longhorns shines at Old Gringo Ranch, where tradition meets excellence. Visit us online at CanteraCattleCompany.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for the latest updates and ranch life fun. Ready to experience it yourself? Schedule your visit by emailing canteracattle@gmail.com. Remember, God is great, Longhorns are good, and life is crazy.
Love what you're hearing? Be sure to check out our Pickup Truck Confessions. It's a video series where we hop in the truck or rental car and interview a variety of breeders about what drives their passion for their livestock, how they got started in the breed of their choice, marketing tips, and more. And now, back to the podcast.
Are there any other cows in the sale that you think might be sleepers that people aren't maybe paying attention to that you want to give a shout out to?
Really, all of them.
I was going to say, it's a tough lineup this year.
It's, and again, and we've talked to this isn't one of those sales where we just, hey, on the deadline we look and we've got a pile of consignments. I think every one of these animals, we've talked to consigners, gone through their herd, picked out. Certainly the Mike and Tracy Young, that Ramblin' Beauty, who's lot 37. She's a big Ramblin' Man daughter. Neil and Stan Merriman put in undefeated first timers.
Lot 26 is one of those red cows, Ryan Schmidt's Wildfire Chestnut, 20 gauge daughter out of WF Pippin. And, that's that plain red will just, people watch that go by and then all they do is produce.
Yeah. The Gentries as well. This is a really cool lot. Just she's lot 15, Killer Queen. So she's a daughter of P3 Zane, who's a Betty Zane son. So, Betty Zane was famous cow on the East Coast forever. They've got her now with a real cool color. Mike and Callie Smith put in a pretty one. And it's just, we could spend all day. Cindy Bolin.
Yeah.
Her too. The Robesons, and it's just tough. My personal favorite, I'll say this just because I've owned her, is Everclear.
I've got that in common with you.
Yeah, that's our biased opinion. That cow out of Daydreamer 20 gauge, and to toot Ann's horn. Is the host of the sale. That's one we've been trying to get her consigned for like 3 years, and. It's great to see. I think if you have sale host, and we talk about it throughout, Bill and Liz do a great job at it. It's hard to get people to consign to your sale and put in their best if you're not willing to do the same thing. So with her I know it was tough. And then, I told her, I was like, we're going to put her as the last lot. So, tough for Ann, but again, with a lot of the consigners, it's the best stuff they've raised. They're hauling them across the country. So we can't express our appreciation enough to everybody that did it.
Well, let's move on and we'll talk about the sponsors, because I know they're always very important to any sale or futurity that's put on.
Yeah. And this year they came out swinging. We try to create our sponsorships to where it works for them. It's not just a donation. And I think our phones are ringing off the hook of people who just wanted to support. just on the sales side, we have Lloyd Esch, Josh and Brittany Gentry, Greg Cott, Jeremy Crons. And for those of you, that's the wrong photo.
Yeah, picture.
It's another handsome bearded man on the East Coast. Wayne and Joanna, Ricky McLeod, Randy Murray, Carol Powell, Daniel Putt, Ryan and Brandy Schmidt, Savannah Smith. We have the Tallies, and then Jay and Lee Decker are our sales sponsors. And then Shawn's got the list when we go into the Futurity of all them. But these people just reach out, want the sale to do good. And this money goes to allowing us to do these cool things. And their support means a ton.
Yeah, so the Futurity sponsors, we have Brian and Mary Stahl, Harrison Yeager, Merriman's, the Miners, Mike and Callie Smith, Culpeper, Brian and Karen Allen, David and Retta Henry, Mike Reinhardt, Savannah Smith, like Chase said earlier, Linwood Arrington. It's his first time coming to Futurity, and he stepped up to the sponsorship. The Hudson, the Brightman family, Ryan Schmidt and Brandy, the Tallies, the Kreider family farms out in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, Nancy Dunn, Kevin Bond, Colt Perrier, and Pappy Ken Morris. They all did Futurity sponsorships.
So I think it's about 40, right? Total between sale and Futurity.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild, and we can't express how much we appreciate it.
It sounded like there was a lot of people that overlapped from the sale and the Futurity. So
yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Ryan, Savannah and Smith and Ryan and Brandy both did 2 sponsorships.
Yeah. So it's great to see, and just the excitement. That's what makes us excited. I mean, we do this for the industry, and to see everybody step behind and support it. I mean, it's great. The sales grown leaps and bounds, and talk about the number of new consigners, the number of people coming for the first time. It's just something that really makes us happy, and lets us know people are having fun. Because if they didn't, we wouldn't be getting the support and the numbers.
And with the Futurity this year, we're giving away over $17,000. For the first time, we have a High Point heifer, which Matt Bourbon with Bourbon Brothers and PNC Cattle Pens donated. So this is the first time we're going to have a High Point heifer award at the fall sale.
And that's one of the PNC with those really good hay rings, right?
Yeah. Yep. We got $500 check from Bourbon Brothers and a hay ring from PNC.
I think it's worth too. PNC Paul over there, and then Dan's his big salesman on the East Coast. They do a ton, and it's not just here. I mean, at all the youth shows, everywhere that they can help and support. Obviously with Ian Bentz, they did huge with that shoot, and so hats off to them, because they're not Longhorn breeder, but they're actively involved and are always willing to help. So if you're looking for a shoot for your cows, I'd recommend giving Paul a call.
So do either of you have any tips or advice for people that are attending the sale?
I mean,
anything from like Ann's party, the Futurity, things on Saturday, those types of things.
Yeah. I mean, this is it's kind of a different environment. Shawn will attest to it. Some of these salespeople go and they do their own thing. Here, everybody just kind of hangs around. There's always a group of 20 or 30 people that go out to dinner. So be involved. Come to Ann's party. Stay late. Take advantage. There's a lot of cool stuff to do around Culpeper. Some wineries. It's 45 minutes there's no traffic to DC. You can go check that stuff out. But I would just say be involved, be at the barn. There's always a tailgate down and people are having fun.
Are they having food there again for breakfast and lunch?
Yeah, Netla Youth will be at the sale barn, and then the party will be catered at Ann's.
Yep. So be sure. Yeah. And the youth raises money, I think, to go to the World Show, helps get them down with their entries and stuff.
Yeah, that's what the money goes towards, helping them. Yep.
Yeah. So they got Cokes and hot dogs and breakfast sandwiches and hamburgers and all that. So you don't even have to leave.
They usually have they usually have some really good desserts too. Some sort of pineapple upside down something or other. That's always delicious.
My favorite, and the minor kids know this now, because like we're doing the sale, we obviously can't eat all that, but they saved me a hot dog that's been sitting in the hot dog water for like all day. And right after the sale, like, oh, it's the bomb. It goes to a good cause there. And I think we're going to have the Heritage Foundation around there too. I mean, there'll be representatives. You know, I think they're still doing
Charlotte Cody. Yeah.
They're still doing their big raffle up there. So for the Polaris.
Do you want to talk about what you're giving away to the class winners for the Futurity, or is that a surprise?
No, it's not a surprise. We've got buckles from Molly's. Right, we come from Molly's, Chase.
No, it's a Lone Star Silversmith.
Lone Star. Chase got them. They're sitting here in my office, but Chase picked them up for us. Yeah. And then checks, of course.
So getting money and a buckle. And they're real pretty. They got the turquoise, all that kind of stuff. They do a great job for us.
Anything else you want to talk about that we haven't brought up?
Just come to have fun. Like, Ann stresses out and puts a lot of pressure on herself to have this, just right for everybody, and the party at her place and stuff. She just wants it to be a fun family event.
Shawn's right. Put your party hat and your fun clothes on. But it is, and Ann, it's the reason. Like we're on the podcast and she's not. I think she's out getting her house ready and meeting with all kinds of guys and making sure the pool's clean. And she, anybody knows Ann, she very rarely worries about anything. So it's just kind of
that. I think she calls that her anticipatory anxiety or something. Is what she calls it. I think
it's a lot of syllables, but she's having worked with her, and I know Shawn, she's a great boss, and just that's her. She doesn't, whatever what the sale does, it's we hope it does really good, but like that's her number one rule is just have fun. So she's going to make sure that the people have fun. If she's got to stay up all night to do it, it's going to happen.
Well, thanks for talking to us about the Fall Classic and Futurity, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you.